Hey,
Hello.
Hey, hello everyone.
lovely
So
to see
Natalie
you
and I
guys.
are virgins today,
Oh, you are. I know.
and you, Dee, are well, I don't know, a very sort of wanton woman,
Oh,
and
yes.
Caddy is pretty in pink.
He is to make the boys wink.
I think she's already made the boys wink enough.
I think so too.
7 times.
So,
The seven
at
deadly
least,
sins.
Only
at
one
least.
boy.
We have the fabulous, wonderful, really, really talented Julian Smith.
Hi.
Hi, Julian.
How are you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Nice to
Where
see you.
are you? Where are you?
I'm in the West Midlands. I'm in south of Birmingham.
Oh, are you? How exciting. Well, I'm
Wow.
sorry.
I'm not sure about that.
Are you doing gigs there, Julian?
Not so often, but I'm my thing I do most is jump on cruises, fly to a cruise ship and do my show on there.
Oh, cruises. We are quite affiliated with Saga.
Ah,
Yes.
okay, yes. I haven't ever been on a saga, to be honest with you, but I've heard about them, and John mentioned them to me.
Yeah, see, well, you must
Yes.
actually. Yes, we can. I can connect. We can connect John to those because we're doing them. In fact, Dee and I went on a river cruise in when was it August,
Yes.
and then we're going to do another one in January, which Natalie's coming as well, which is to the Caribbean.
Oh.
So there's lots, and we're not taking Caddy anywhere because we don't like her. You see.
I noticed I've been left out.
Oh no, that's terrible, Caddy.
So Caddy has got a musical family. Caddy, why don't you start grilling Julian about this?
Please.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I'm fascinated by you because, of course, I stalked you online and I saw that you play. Do you play the soprano saxophone each time? Because that's what I saw.
Pretty well. Yeah. I mean, I do play all the saxophones, but the soprano is my favorite one, and the one which is easiest to transport around.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I stick to that. It's my favorite one and my favorite sound.
That's my favourite as well.
Oh, that's nice to know. But it was actually classical music I studied on a bassoon. I wasn't studying the saxophone at all. I learned to play. I wanted to be a clarinet player, then a bassoon player, and then saxophone came last along the line.
I was going to ask you if you started on the clarinet because the soprano saxophone is quite linked to the clarinet, isn't it? It's kind of the same size, and I think if you're good on the clarinet, you can be very good on the saxophone. Is
It
that
was
right?
helpful, definitely, because I started off very young on the clarinet, and then when I wanted to switch to other instruments, it was an easy switch to go to saxophone because it's a similar idea.
Yes, different.
Which
Yeah.
child of yours, Caddy, does a woodwind instrument?
Well, no, but none of them play it professionally. But Bryma, my second one, played clarinet for a bit, so that's why I know a little bit about clarinet. But for me, the soprano saxophone has this beautiful sound, which is classical and jazz. It's sort of both of those things, depending on how you play it. So I love the soprano saxophone.
That's a nice description. It's true, yeah.
Yes, and you have a beautiful sound. I was
Thank you.
listening, and it was just gorgeous.
Thank you so much. That's very kind of
Oh
you.
my God, stop flirting.
Sorry, it's lovely.
Do you know that Caddy has 7 children and they're all professional classical musicians?
Wow, really?
Not woodwind
Yes.
players or no.
What
And
do
you
they
do-
play?
You do share something called Britain's Got Talent, by the way.
That's true.
Oh, okay.
2015, the family were on Britain's Got Talent. They play piano and strings,
Okay.
classical. So,
Wonderful.
yes.
And Simon said something very, very, very lovely about your family, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. But I mean, it's a bit over the top, though. He said they're the most talented family in the world, but you could take that with a pinch of salt.
Probably that.
I know, I'm sure he's
Family
right.
playing together is amazing. I just literally last night I did a little recording with my daughter for the first. No, actually, we have done one previously, but this was the most kind of professional one that we've done together. She was still playing the piano, and I played the saxophone with it. It was. It starts to sound like we could go out and do that together now. You
That's
How old
brilliant.
is she?
Wow.
She's just turned 16.
Ah, well, I don't know.
Oh,
How
good.
old were yours when they started, Caddy?
It varied between 3 and 6.
Wow.
Do you know, in 1974, we were all asked at school, I was 13 or 14, we were all asked what instrument did we want to play, and I said saxophone, and they said, "Don't be silly, that's a boy's instrument." And I fought with them, and they wouldn't let me do it. They said, "No, it's that we consider that a boy's instrument."
Oh,
Isn't that awful?
yes.
It was the time of Roxy music, and I mean, there were loads of women saxophonists around at the time, but they just said, "No, can't play at that."
Oh.
Being gendered.
Your corner.
So, Julian, I know that you've done a lot more than Britain's Got Talent, but you did actually you got third in Britain's Got Talent, didn't you?
Right, yes. It wasn't too shabby after all. Little saxophone player.
Well done. Well done. And so how did it all begin with you personally?
When I was very, very young, my father, who wasn't my real father, my stepfather, was a music teacher. And I started playing the piano at 6 years old, and he started teaching me. And that didn't really go so well, actually. But later on, I had the option to go into the music cupboard and see what I could put my hands on. And I think the first one I picked out was a clarinet. And I started playing that. And I took to that a little bit easier. And I think it was one of the sixth form, he was teaching in a sixth form college, and one of the clarinet players there started teaching me. And it started going quite well. And then, yeah, I got into music that way. And then, as I said, gradually I started to want to put my hands on different instruments. And I wanted to play an instrument that not many people played. So I picked up a bassoon that was knocking around, which I'm glad that I did in the end. And I played a bit of a drums as well. And yeah, I just got interested in music and wanted to play whatever I could get my hands on that I could do okay with, you know.
Yeah, Natalie is also an accomplished musician, aren't you, Nat?
No, I'm not, and I'm not an
Yes, you are.
I just love instruments, and I'll have them all over the place. And I don't play anything really well, but I just love having them. I love music. I think I would move into Caddy's house next. With my husband, certainly, but we're such fans. Her family are so talented. It's crazy. But no, I'm not accomplished at anything. I play by ear, and you know.
That's a talent just to be able to play.
No, that's really good, Natalie. I think it's brilliant. My grandpa was a jazz pianist, not a professional one, and he played by ear as well. And doing that, just literally sitting down, you just go down, and somebody can play something. It's remarkable.
It's really weird though, because I just freeze if I'm with people. I just can't remember what key or what the hell I was going to sing, or can't remember. It's just a freeze when I'm with people, so I do it all by myself.
Yeah.
And then she rings me up and she leaves me messages where she's sung down the phone with an accompaniment by herself. She's very weird, you know. She's very weird, Julian.
I have to tell you, I have to get together with you because I sing jazz.
Please.
Yeah.
Let's do something.
I know. I've been doing that for quite a long time. After sort of I did a lot of acting, but singing jazz. And John, your manager, was my manager actually. So we should get together.
Yeah, please. I look forward to that.
Yeah.
Well, you've been propositioned by loads of people today.
I'm glad I came here today.
You thought it was going to be a very, very boring sort of, interview on Zoom.
With these
And then slowly, all we're doing is saying, "Yeah, play with us. Come here. Come and play with the Wonderbirds."
I remember you saying about playing by ear, because as I say, I studied classical music, and when I went to conservatoire, I couldn't play other than looking at music, and I played sax just for fun. I wasn't being taught or anything. And there's a guy who used to sit next to me in the big band, and he used to get up and play these solos without any music, and I was like, how do you play without music? I haven't got a clue. All I could do was look at notes. And then he started to tell me, just learn these scales and this scales, and then it just kind of, he was the one who helped me, start improvising. But I don't really know much about jazz, I would say, but I just kind of taught myself to improvise. Yeah.
Yes, that's what it is. That's what it's about. Because I remember as a child, my grandmother and my mother used to play by ear. I think because there was always a piano in the house, people just did automatically. They taught me, but I'm not brilliant at all with instruments, but I feel that the voice is an instrument.
Oh, it is. It's the best instrument.
Well,
yeah, it was the cheapest one.
You just want to carry around, isn't it?
Yeah. I could never, honestly, I can play a bit of piano and stuff like that, but I've never, ever it's just it's because it takes too long. But yet there's a system. My son-in-law is a singer called Måns Zelmerlöw, who he's Swedish. He won Eurovision for Sweden in 2015-16 with Heroes. But his band, he's got a guy called Pete Zimmy in his band, and Pete's father has a music school in Sweden, but it's completely different. He can teach people to play, and he doesn't do any of the normal things to teach them. And it's fantastic. I mean, it's a system that Måns can play any instrument because his dad taught him. Pete can play any. His main instrument is the sax. If you give him a Google, Pete Zimmy,
Sure,
but they can play anything because of the system that Pete's dad shows all of his pupils how to work. And because he's not sort of okay with sort of online stuff, he should make an online course. I'm sure he'd make a fortune. But he thinks he says anyone can play anything and it's easy. It's not boring and it's easy.
Yes, that sounds incredible. Because I know, Julian, you actually do teach, don't you, as well, sometimes?
Well, that's what I was actually doing before Britain's Got Talent. I came out of music college, and the authority that I went to school in, they straight away, can you come and teach for us? So that's what I started doing instantly. It was nice to have a bit of money after 4 years. I had a job straight away. It was very lucky. And then I started up the band as a bit of fun, and it kind of took off, and I couldn't do both things. So I just thought, well, I just went for the playing because I enjoyed it so much. But yes, I taught, and then once I got into playing, I kind of set up a bit of private teaching, which I did for quite a while actually, which was, it was great. My favorite thing is to take someone, not that's already playing, but someone that hasn't played or doesn't read music or doing anything, and they open the box for the first time, and then 6 months or 9 months, whatever is down the line, they're playing, and you've taken them from zero to that point. That's my most satisfying. And then I stopped when I kind of went on Britain's Got Talent, and I started playing a lot more. But then just when lockdown happened, it was like a lot of musicians, what do we do? And I had this guy, and this is a nice story actually. There's a guy from Texas contacted me. And he said, "Please, you wouldn't teach me, would you? You probably knew that, the situation." And I said, "Of course." And we've become good friends since then. And he's become kind of a sponsor of mine. And actually, I don't know if you can see this instrument I've got behind me. I do have a number of saxophones, and this particular one here, he got from me, which is a wonderful instrument. And I have these instruments called Salma Mark 6s, but I've never had a soprano. And I said to him, "Oh, if I ever got one, I'd love to get one in the year of my birth, because they were just made from a certain period." And he located this instrument for me in Sweden, actually, we were just talking about. And,
Weird.
And he said, "I know you're not going to want me to do this, but don't say anything. It's already on its way." And this beautiful instrument arrived that he sent me. And this is all because of lockdown, and I started teaching people again, and so that's why I just put it here so you could see it.
Oh, can you not play a bit of it? Can you play us something?
Well, I have a plan to do that if you wanted me to.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Oh, yes.
We have
please,
been
Julian.
serenaded on this show by superstars, but not as big as you, darling. So
Oh,
please serenade
I
us.
think I'm the smallest person.
No. We've never been serenaded by saxophone.
So, which is very exciting.
So this is the new saxophone, Julian?
This is the saxophone that his name is Bill, sent me from Texas, and it was located in Sweden. And it was only made from a certain period from 1954 to 74. Paris, Salma, which a French company, made this particular model of saxophone, which is, I don't know, Kenny G plays a similar model, but his is from 1957. So it's just wonderful to get hold of it.
And it's quite little, isn't it? It's dinky.
Yes, it's as you say, Caddy was saying, it's a similar length to the clarinet, and it's in the same key as a clarinet. So that's But people, when you play this, people don't think it's a saxophone. They say that's not a saxophone, and I have to kind of explain that it really.
Yes, it does look. Yeah, it looks like a clarinet.
Yes,
Really?
a lot of people think it's a clarinet. Yeah, when I do my shows, I just want to get something out there straight away. This is definitely a saxophone, and
Brilliant.
people learn that.
Right, then sax us, please, darling. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Very sexy.
Amazing.
Very good. And I was thinking
Oh.
when all the girls started to sing, we should have all started again.
Yes.
And then
I
we would
know,
have been your
do that.
backup, wouldn't we?
Yes, you tuned in there. You're more than welcome.
Oh, thank you. We will do that. Take you up on
No,
that.
honestly, that was really that was a real tonic. It's actually made me feel very good. It's very interesting, isn't it?
Yes.
That just hearing a saxophone can lift your spirit.
Oh, completely. Well, music always does, but I mean was very special, Julian.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very kind. It's very nice because, as I say, that was my own music which someone helped me develop, and I hadn't done that before. It was only because of having that time and space in lockdown to try and put time into writing music. It's nice to give something even more than just playing someone else's tune.
And you know what was special about that as well? It wasn't just the sound, which was beautiful, but you did an actual performance and you communicated. And that's a gift that not everybody has. So I just really love that. I was in the moment completely. It's fantastic. Thank you.
Me too. You've got your. We're not going to let you out of the nest. We're going to keep you in the nest,
We're going to
and then we'll
kidnap
bring you out to play for us, and then push you back into your cupboard because you've been absolutely wonderful. That was what really special moment. I think really one of the best moments of our show. That's going to go down as one of my favourite moments.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny how lockdown was so awful and a lot of us don't want to remember it, and yet it brought out so much creativity in creative people? I think maybe because everybody wasn't working, there was time to do other stuff because we had no choice, but creative people just need an outlet. And sometimes there isn't time, is there, in lives, because there's just so many things you're doing, but you're being stuck in the house and thinking, well, I can't not let this work for me.
Well, am I right in saying your wonderful show was born out of lockdown? Is that correct?
Yeah,
Yes.
It started on the eve of lockdown.
Wow.
It's been going ever since.
All right,
So
darling.
Julian, what's happening now? Have you got something? The album's coming out, yes?
Yes, I'm really looking forward to that. That's coming out around about March, April time next year. So we're just putting the finishing touches, and obviously now I've got to start doing the artwork for how it's going to look and everything. So that's my main focus. But I'm popping on another cruise on Thursday, going to Norway and doing a show on a cruise up there, and then come back for Christmas, and then really get stuck into trying to promote and get people to know about this album. So I'm very happy that you gave me the opportunity to come on today and talk a little bit about.
We'll give it a big plug when it comes out. Actually, what we'll do is we'll get you back on.
Oh.
Yeah.
When the album's coming out.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
great. Thank you.
What's the album called? What's its name?
It's going to be called Being With You.
Oh, that's
Being
lovely.
with us.
Songs.
Being with
the
you.
Wonderbirds.
In brackets, the Wonderbirds.
Being with you. Wherever you are, being with you.
Darling, it's been so wonderful being with you.
It has been lovely being with you.
You're very kind. It's
And
wonderful
thank you for
being
our
with
lovely
you.
sexy music.
Oh, that was amazing.
Yes. It
No,
really
she's
was.
been waiting to say that all the way through. God help us all. Goodbye, Julian, for the time being. We
Love
might
you.
see you on the waves before
Julian.
then. Who knows?
Have a great day.
Enjoy the
Thanks.
cruise.
You too.
Bye. Oh,
Oh, that
I'm
was
so in love with that guy and his music.
It's funny, when people go off Zoom, I always think we should say, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Should be the red chair like Graham Norton, shouldn't it?
Yeah. Oh, I love that red chair, don't you? I had a clarinet moment many years ago. I did a series with Peter Skellen. Do you remember Peter Skellen?
Yeah.
And it was called Happy Endings, and it was a different character every
That
week.
sounds disgusting.
Yes, it does. And it was, yes, I think before the days of that, terminology. And one week I had to be a WAF girl. I had the whole uniform, and I was frightfully like that, talk like that. And I had to play the clarinet, well, miming to play the clarinet. And I couldn't get it right. I would go, doodle, doodle, doo, and then do that at the wrong time. Anyway, we got it right after about 10 takes, but it was such fun. Pretend playing. That's all I can do, I'm afraid.
Yes, pretend playing.
Yes.
Well, girls, it's been a lovely show. It's been lovely to
Oh.
see you guys.
Fabulous show.
And we will get him back again. That was really nice. It's nice to be serenaded, isn't it?
Oh, it is.
We all did one. Who did we do it with? Oh, Lavoie, when we were doing Turn
Yes.
Around. With
Yes,
Sherry
we
and
did.
Harry. And he was going, right, turn around. We were going, turn around.
Yeah.
But because it was Zoom, it was just like a bit delayed. So, and then Sherry just had her back of her head all the way through the thing. And then when we turned back, she was the one that turned round. It was absolutely hilarious. Actually,
Really
we should ask Lavoie to come back.
We should.
She is amazing and very, very funny. But
Very
that was that. Well, guys, we've run out of time as usual. It's been gorgeous to see you. Wish all of our wonderful viewers a lovely rest of the day, and we will see you very soon. Good night.
Well.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.